It's your boy Young Moolah Man, always and forever a triple threat. Hello, coming back once again for another tasty slate here, where they have the 300K zone on DraftKings, a 6-game slate, the $5 fantastic prize of 100K up top. And we're going to go shoot for the moon on that one. Right here, a triple threat NBA DFS showcase where your boy Young Moolah is here to bring you the top plays of the day on this slate. And we want to welcome you all. Thanks for tuning in here. Please remember to like the video, subscribe to our channel. Feel free to leave a comment and follow us on social media as well. We would certainly appreciate that at GAB4 Young, the number 4, YUUNG. And we are gentle and blissful, gifted and beautiful, generous and benevolent, and most appreciatively, we are grateful and blessed. Yes, but we have some exciting things also going as well, as we are also diving into best ball, one of our favorite pastimes here at GAB Sports, because the pre-draft best ball contests have launched on Underdog, and we're diving headfirst into that as well. So we'll bring you content on that space as well. So, but without further ado, we want to jump right over into our top plays of the day. The today's triple threats. Hello, good afternoon. Once again, welcome you to today's triple threats for January 27th, 2026. It's a Tuesday, early in the day here on the West Coast, and we're going to go ahead and bring you our top plays for this 6-game slate over here on DraftKings. Yeah, and they had some good contests in there today, right? You know, they got the $5, 100K to first. And so we'll go ahead and definitely shoot some bullets in that one. And so we want to go ahead and bring you our top plays for today. The today's triple threats, January 27th, 2026. We're going to start off right with a banger, right? We are not going to waste time getting into our top spend up of the day. That will be Cade Cunningham for your Detroit Pistons as they travel to Denver after a very lengthy homestand. And why do I mention that? Well, because a lot of times these guys who are on these good teams, right? The Detroit Pistons have the number 1 team in the East, right? And they've, been at home for a nice little homestand here, and they're heading out west on a road trip. And they want to prove that this team is not a fluke, right? Hey, Cade Cunningham, I'm an MVP candidate. My team is good. We're heading out to the west, and we're stopping in Denver on our first stop, the first game of this road trip. We want to set a tone, right? We want to send a message to everybody in the league. Yeah, Denver's down a little bit, right? They don't have Jokic. They don't have Aaron Gordon. A lot of guys are out. Christian Brown, Cameron Johnson. They got a lot of dudes out. Who cares? If you're the Detroit Pistons, you want to send a message that your team is here to stay. And this first game on a road trip is going to mean something here. And I look for Cade Cunningham to set the tone here and come out firing, right? He's coming in at 10-2. And so we have Cade Cunningham as our top spin up and our first today's triple threat. All right, moving right along. We get to, I bet you didn't know that this was this guy's name, right? Luguentz Dort. Yeah, I didn't know that was his name too. I just knew it was Lou something, but okay, Lou Dort. We'll just say just to shorten it. Is coming in at 4,600. Fantasy friendly, right? He normally isn't, but they have so many pieces out today on this Thunder side. Several guards, out, including Alex Caruso and possibly Casey Wallace as well. And we also have Jalen Williams is out, right? Another guy who has a lot of usage on this team, right? He's out. And then we also have obviously up front you have what's the center Hartenstein. He's been out a while too. So there's so many pieces out on this Oklahoma City Thunder team that Lugens Dort could be looked upon to provide some offense today. Characteristic offense, right, from this guy, in that he's facing off against a very inadequate defense who doesn't defend the three well, and Lugan Dortz can be one of those guys who gets going on a three-point shot. He's a pretty good three-point shot, and if he starts off pretty hot, he can keep it rolling. So we're looking for a couple of values here on the Thunder team, and we're starting off with Lugens Dort as our first one, 4,600. Okay, and look what we have here. Yeah, another spin up. Yes, we're gonna find enough value. Some value plays already in play to where we can get up to another guy. And I like Denny Avdija in this spot, coming in at 9,500 as the Portland Trailblazers travel to Washington to face off against the Wizards today. And this is a very great matchup, right? I mean, always playing the Wizards is a golden matchup, right? It's one of the best matchups in the NBA to play against are the Wizards. And hopefully, a guy like Avdija, who's coming off of a back injury, right? Maybe people will overlook him a little bit, just enough to give us somewhat of an edge in utilizing uh, Denny Avdija today in this great matchup. So valuable position versatility, right? He has point guard and small forward eligibility, which gives us the ability to put him in numerous spots in the lineup: point guard, guard, utility, small forward, forward. He can be all over your lineup, which gives you different builds, and that is also a valuable asset in utilizing a player with this position versatility. We're going back to the OKC Thunder, right? We want to find a little bit more value, right? Because we're trying to stuff some pieces into these lineups, right? So we got Lugens Dort, and now the same thing applies to Aaron Wiggins, who's a phenomenal three-point shooter, right? And I think he'll be able to get some openings to be able to put up some points. These guys are getting roughly 30 minutes per game right about now, especially with Jalen Williams out. And so we look for this to continue today, and they have a very good matchup. It's a 233.5 over-under at home against the New Orleans Pelicans. So we will get some points from this Thunder side. And of course, SGA is definitely a smash play, right? But we're looking for the value here. And SGA, I believe, will be super popular as well. So we're going to go ahead and look for the cheaper plays on this Oklahoma City Thunder side. I said about Lugens Dortz, same applies with Aaron Wiggins. So our final triple threat is Saddiq Bey in that same game. Why? This guy is just coming in on fire, right? I know it's a small sample size, but he is a guy who is very intriguing, coming in at 5,800 today. This is a guy who we can look at as one of the primary scoring options here on this team, right? I mean, he's done it all year, um, especially since he's came back recently. He was out for a few games, and he's basically like the second, third option in the pecking order. Many times, Zion's obviously number one, Trey Murphy's two, and this guy's a 2A, a 2B type of a guy, where he's really scoring a lot of points. And over the past two games, we got to look at this. I mean, he's got 49.75 fantasy points per game in that two-game stretch. And so, with several players out on the opposing side as well, I think this gives him an opportunity. He won't have to face off against like a Jalen Williams, who's one of the top defenders, right? So he'll have some room to operate. So we're looking at Saddiq Bey as our fifth and final triple threat of today. So, in recapping today's triple threats for January 27, 2026, a very juicy 6-game slate here on a Tuesday on DraftKings. We have Cade Cunningham as the number one triple threat of the day, and our top spin up, and coming in at 10,200, going up against the Denver Nuggets on the road. And he has those valuable late night hammer minutes that we covet so dearly here at GAB. Yes, the late night hammer matters. So that's also a benefit in utilizing this guy. I mean, he's also a great player, right? So it's not just the late minutes, but that's an added bonus that we like to emphasize here. And we will have several pieces in this game in some of our lineups. So yeah, we want those late minutes to come creep up the standings all throughout the evening and to overtake everyone in the end and end up in first place. That's our goal. Cade Cunningham will do that for us. 10-2. Book him today. All right. Lugans. Dort Lugans. Yes, coming in at 4,600 for your Oklahoma City Thunder as they host the New Orleans Pelicans today. And we want to get some pieces in this game as well. 233.5 over under. So that Lugans Dort's coming in at the shooting guard spot will be in several lineups as well. Then we have Denny Avdija coming in at 9,500, his first game back after a couple of game absence due to a lower back strain, and hopefully he's feeling great. We're going to have to continue to stay on top of this news as he possibly could be ruled out, right? We don't know, but I'm expecting him to come back, and so hopefully he'll be a little overlooked due to this injury and his price tag. Maybe people will just go ahead and go all the way up to SGA and Cade Cunningham instead of stopping here at Denny Avdija, and so we're going to go ahead and use Denny Avdija, right? 9,500. All right. And our fourth today's triple threat is Aaron Wiggins. Following up on the Lugans Dort play, we are going to roll with another Oklahoma City Thunder in that very juicy tilt against the New Orleans Pelicans. Coming in at 4,900, Aaron Wiggins, small forward and power forward versatility. We like a lot of guys who have that position versatility today. So we're going to have different kind of lineup builds where guys will be in different slots. We're going to utilize that to our advantage today. All right. And our final triple threat for today, January 27, 2026, we have Saddiq Bey for your New Orleans Pelicans in that same game against the Oklahoma City Thunder. And he's coming in on fire. So we want to go ahead and take advantage of a 5,800 price tag on Saddiq Bey to bring us maybe 45 fantasy points. All right. So there you have today's triple threats for January 27th, 2026 on DraftKings. Good luck. We're out. Peace. We're showing you today's triple threats. Something happened. We got breaking news. Yes, breaking news came in just as we were giving you those top plays. That's going to change some stuff for us because we had our eyes and ears open for this announcement. And we did get that both Zach LaVine and Malik Monk will be ruled out because I wanted to play a guy, and I did really consider putting him in these lists. I had written them up and decided to take them out and just wait for the news. But we have a high interest in our guy today. That would be Dennis Schroeder. Yeah, we're rolling with Dennis Schroeder in a lot of lineups, and he may overtake our love of Lugans Dort, in fact, because there's a little bit more upside in a guy like Dennis Schroeder as he's facing off against the Knicks. And so that bit of breaking news with both Zach LaVine and Malik Monk being ruled out in today's tilt in Madison Square Garden elevates Dennis Schroeder to one of our top plays. Just note, we're going to make that announcement right now. I'd already made the video, and so we already brought you to today's triple threat. But just know there's one change we're going to roll with, and that will be Dennis Schroeder coming in about the same price and has point guard, shooting guard versatility coming in and replacing Lugens Dort. Although, we may still play a share or two or what. Invested with Dennis Schroeder at that spot. Okay, so now we're just going to go ahead and roll over to DraftKings, and then we're also going to do one quick draft on Underdog in a battle royal today. So, just want to see what they got on tap. Maybe they got another dog will qualifier. Who knows? But whatever they have, we're going to go ahead and jump into that too on Underdog. But right now, we're going to head over to DraftKings. So, we want to review a lineup, actually, that we did on our last slate. And this was our top lineup on January 21st, which was roughly a week ago, last Wednesday. And we didn't do too well on that slate. Actually, we were close to having a really good lineup here, right? I mean, look at the fire emblems we got. We got, 5 fire emblems. And then we got one guy who, 3,500, Javonte Green, brought us 19 points, didn't really harm us. But the guy who really sank this lineup was someone I really wanted to come in on because I knew he had been sick, he had an illness, but he was ruled in at the last minute. So we got a very good ownership angle even on this play, and that was Zion Williamson coming in at 3% ownership at home against the Pistons last week, and he brought us 8 fantasy points. Wow. Just crippling the lineup, which we thought we had a good angle on that, in that he was ruled in at the last minute. But obviously he was still very much under the weather and did not produce. But we had Ja Morant coming in smashing. We had one of our today's triple threats that day. Duncan Robinson did pretty well. He brought us 29.5. And then we had Dennis Jenkins with Cade Cunningham being ruled out. Dennis Jenkins did his thing, got us 30 points. And then we also had Pascal Siakam bringing us a big 53 burger. And our top play, Jalen Johnson, brought us 65. So we, the lineup did cash, but that's how the ball bounces sometimes, and you got to take those as they come. All right. So now we're going to go over and build a lineup in that zone special today. The $5 zone special, $300K, $100K to first. Put about 6+ lineups in there, 6 to 10 lineups maybe we'll go with. And starting off this lineup, we want to pivot on over to our breaking news angle, which gives us an opportunity to go heavy, a little bit heavy on that game. I had some plays that I liked over there, and we'll go ahead and start off with some pieces out of that Sacramento, New York Knicks game. And we're going with our guy. We are going with Schroeder at 4,700. And then we also love Josh Hart. And we got one more piece we want out of this game. At the center spot, our guy who was on our list last week, Mitchell Robinson. Okay? And why are we doing this? Because I think the absence of those two guards, Malik Monk and Zach LaVine, just provides a great opportunity here for a mini game stack or even a full game stack. I mean, there's other pieces I like in this game, so I'm going to really look at that to bring a couple pieces of maybe 2-3 pieces on the Sacramento side with that available usage now, and then bring back maybe 2 Knicks. So maybe get a 4 to 5 player game stack as one of my core lineups. But for this particular lineup, we're going to start off with these 3 pieces here. And that gives us an opportunity to come with one of our other today's triple threats that we like here. And that will be at the point guard position. Denny Avdija on the road. Yes, he's on the road against a very exploitable Washington Wizards team, right? This team is always one of the most generous teams in the league. So Denny Avdija, who's a stat sheet stuffer, one of the supreme stat sheet stuffers in the league, the triple S kind of a guy that we love. Roll with one of our triple threats as well. That will be Aaron Wiggins for your Oklahoma City Thunder. Coming in at 4,900 on today's slate in a very juicy matchup is Aaron Wiggins against this New Orleans Pelicans team today. Yes, there it is. The signal we've been waiting for. The bat signal. The gong is the bat signal. And why do we use this signal? Well, if you've been watching, you're going to know that it signifies the top play of the day. And our top play of the day, known as the homeboy who be hamming, it's what we call the guy who's just going to go hard, right? He's going to go hard. Yes, so hard we had to give the extra hard today. Yes, that will be a guy we've had our eye on all morning, right? He's coming in on fire. Yes, and he's looking like Mark Aguirre. Who is that? Mark Aguirre. Look him up. It's a guy. Look up Mark Aguirre. Mark Aguirre. A guy. 6'4", rotund. Get your big butt out there, Mark Aguirre. 6'5", in the post. Guys bouncing off him, using that rotund body to create space. This is that big, round, muscular body with the big butt, and he gets space, man. That's how he creates space. And this guy can score, man. He's a very underrated player. But he's reminiscent of an old favorite of mine from the mid-'80s into the early 90s, I believe. But he played mostly in the 80s, dating back to his college days at DePaul University, straight out of the Chi-Town when the DePaul University was great back in those days. But Mark Aguirre, look him up if you want to get a little reference here. But top play, homeboy who be hamming, Mark Aguirre Jr. coming in for the New Orleans Pelicans. Our top play is Sadiq Bey, the homeboy who be hamming for today, Tuesday, January 27th, 2026. Sadiq Bey, 5,800. As I'm looking at several guards in play today, we would like to get some shares of Grayson Allen if Jalen Green will be ruled out. Not so sure of his status at this point. It's listed as questionable. We also like some of the Wizards guards today. Keyshawn George, Bob Carrington, as well as Trey Johnson. We got some interest in those guys as well. However, I may, in fact, get to our guy, Lugenstort. Let's see what it looks like if we put Lugenstort in there. Leaves us with 9,500. Well, looks like Embiid could be questionable today. But we'll go ahead and put him in here because it is a 5 o'clock game. So we will be able to get some kind of news on him. And we can pivot at that time. Okay. So we have our first build that we want to lock in here. We got Denny Avdija in that first game on the slate against the Portland Trailblazers against the Washington Wizards coming at 9,500, one of our triple threats of the day. And now we have also going with Dennis Schroeder coming in at 4,700 as part of a little bit of correlation that we want to get out of that New York Knicks Sacramento game. We also added Josh Hart, 6,600, small forward, and we added Mitchell Robinson at 4,400. And then we pivoted over to a couple of our triple threats that we do like, both on the Oklahoma City Thunder, a couple of those cheap pieces that we mentioned, Aaron Wiggins as well as Lugans Dort. And then we rounded out the lineup with Homeboy Hubie Hammond for Tuesday, January 27th, 2026. Sadiq Bey, Mark Aguirre Jr. Get your big butt down in the post. Move people around. All right. And then we have Joel Embiid as a placeholder, but who could come in lower on because he's questionable again. So got Joel Embiid at 9,200. And we'll go ahead and lock this in right here as our lineup build here on DraftKings in the $5 zone special. And now we're going to head on over to Underdog and jump into a hoops draft for today. Let's see what they got on tap. They got the Tuesday tip-off. They got the buzzer beater. Let's go ahead and jump in the buzzer beater. Let's do this, Brutus. Let me check my rankings. Get some people out of here who've been rolled out in case they're still sitting in there. Don't have anybody. Put my guy Dennis Schroeder in here. Move him up the ranks so he at least shows up on our radar. Second pick here in this buzzer beater. Okay. Looks like we're going to go with Cade or Shai Gilgeous Alexander. Or is it Shai Gilgeous Alexander? All right. Let's just go with SGA. He's the number one stunner today. Probably go number one. So I'll probably end up with Cade Cunningham, which I'm very okay with. Cade can definitely go ham here in this spot. So we got Cade as our first pick. Let's see what we want to do on the next couple of selections. We got guys like Zion. We can go with Chet, Alex Sarr, Kawhi, Trey Murphy. Any two of those guys I'll be okay with. The sixth pick taking Tyrese Maxey and Jamal Murray. Good combo of guards there. We're looking to just take the best players available on these contests over here in these 6-player drafts. Just take the best plays. Don't try to get cute too often. At the end, yeah, you can look to scroll down a little bit, but you want on today's kind of slate, there aren't a ton of really great options. So maybe play an angle of a game stack, right? I do like that New York Knicks Sacramento game now. And I will definitely be looking to get some pieces out of that. Russ, OGs. Let me put some Knicks in my queue right now as I'm on the clock. You don't want to forget this guy, Isaiah Collier. Some of these guys aren't available on DraftKings, but they are over here. Hey, man, we're going to pass on Zion? No, we are not. Zion could be, one of those dudes, man, that scores heck of points today. I'll let you have Brunson. I'm not a big Brunson guy in fantasy. I mean, he scores points. He's a good leader, a good real basketball player. But fantasy, I mean, he doesn't get many stocks. Doesn't rebound. He's pretty much a 2-category guy, points and assists. That's how I look at Brunson. And so I'm never really high on him too many times. especially on DraftKings, because depending upon his price or maybe if Towns is out, maybe. But usually, he's not the kind of guy I lean on in fantasy. But we will definitely lean on this guy quite a bit. Chet Holmgren, a guy who can stuff the stat sheet because he's a stat sheet stuffer. Yeah, he can do it all, man. This guy can, he can shoot, he can score, he can block shots, he can, rebound. So I like dudes that can fill up the stat sheet because that's what gets you fantasy points. We're going for top tier outcomes. So I want guys who can stuff it up. I like Josh Hart on this slate. Yeah, I like him a lot. I will probably be looking to get him as well. This guy, Peyton Watson, man, has been incredible. An incredible role. I mean, with all those openings, this guy's game has developed with the chance to, really be an option on offense. He's been able to showcase what he can really do, man. And so when those guys come back, Denver could be one of those teams. If they hang around the right kind of spot, 5th, 6th, seed, and then all of a sudden they get all these guys back, the emergence of a Peyton Watson is going to benefit them tremendously down the stretch. And, just be on the lookout for Denver as a top contender if they get healthy. Can't stand them. I don't like Denver. No, I'm a Warriors fan, as you can see. But I give respect where respect is due. All right, we're going to roll with Josh Hart. Yeah, let's go ahead and take Josh, hoping to get Sadiq Bey on the rebound here. One of our top plays, and our homeboy, Hubie Hammond. Yeah, in all facets. We'll take him over here too. Sadiq Bey. Yeah, let's do it. We got Sadiq and Zion. I think I like Schroeder over DeRozan, actually. I actually do. Where did Russ go? Russ is going now in the Am I missing something? I don't see Russell Westbrook yet. Is he rolled out? Oh, he just went. Wow. I think that's a pretty good value on Russell Westbrook. 6.1 in these 6-mans. So I'm like, man, I just knew he had already been picked. Russell Westbrook, shoot, without the guards over there. It's coming down to Collier or Schroeder. Oh, we're going with Collier. Collier has a big role in store. We will take Collier. Okay. Wrapping it up on the draft here in a quick recap of our team. We were drafting in the number 2 slot, and we took Cade Cunningham as our top play. And one of our top plays on all sites today will be Cade Cunningham. And then we did an interesting thing. We got some correlation into that Oklahoma City, New Orleans Pelicans game. He took 2 pieces from New Orleans. We got Zion, and then we also came back later and got Sadiq Bey, one of our top plays, and our homeboy Hubie Hammond, Sadiq Bey. And we correlated that in between by picking up Chet Holmgren. Yeah. And we also got Josh Hart, one of our plays that we do like today as well. Josh Hart in that New York Knicks Sacramento game. And then we rounded it out with a guy who will have an elevated role today in Keontae George being out, and Isaiah Collier, a guy we like a whole lot today. And I wish he was available on DraftKings, but that game's not available. But we'll go ahead and get some shares here over on Underdog. And that wishing you all the best of luck on today's slate. Thank you for joining us at Triple Threat, our NBA DFS showcase for Tuesday, January 27, 2026. And please, on your way out, take the time to like the video. Feel free to leave a comment. Definitely follow us on social media at GAB4Young. And we would certainly appreciate it if you go ahead and give us a subscribe. All right. Subscribe to our channel. So we're bringing you all the good content here in your DFS space, and we're going to dive deep into our best ball analysis because we're also big into best ball each and every year. We're coming off of I wouldn't call it a successful season in best ball, but we got our money back. And getting your money back, breaking even in best ball is actually a win, in my opinion, because most people are going to lose money, right? I mean, that's just how the ball rolls in the best ball. But hoping to see you at the top of the standings, right alongside myself, your boy, Young Muller, also Riley Freeman over there on DraftKings. So good luck to you all. Peace out.
It's your boy Young Moolah, man. Always and forever a triple threat.